everyone, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you, a Manchester United transfer news video for you, latest update, just to talk about the day's transfer news, go through the afternoon rumours, all that sort of stuff, and all the latest actual movement to do with Manchester United as well. How are we doing today, lads and lasses? Hope you're having a good one. Thank you to everyone who's already in here, joining and waiting for this live stream, and everybody else who's watching this later. Do us a favour, smash that like button on the stream if you have not done so already, and get involved throughout the live show as we go along. I'd love to hear all your thoughts in the live chat as we talk about all the different topics throughout the show, my friends. But yes, so we've got some news to get into. By the way, come on, England, get in there. We're still in the Euros, baby. Still buzzing over that one. But anyway, let's get on to the news. So we want to talk about Paul Pogba at the moment, guys. I'm just going to say hello to a few people in here, though. Who have we got in here? It's Mr. Sin Games. How you doing, Sin Games? Travis, KNG, Mitchell, ZX Flames, Jonathan Gallagher, Paul Warlang, and everyone else as well. Thank you very, very much for getting in here. So the main sort of topic of conversation today, we're getting a lot of reports through that PSG are discussing the potential signing of Paul Pogba now that France are obviously out of the European Championships. So there's a lot of talk about Paul Pogba's future this summer because of the fact that his contract is finishing in a year's time, which would mean that in January he can actually agree pre-contract terms with another club and leave Manchester United next summer on a free transfer for the second time in his career. Now, obviously, United don't want to do that, guys. So we are at the moment, it's understood, we are at the moment trying to negotiate for a new deal with Paul Pogba. The club are adamant, well, not adamant, but the club are preferential to the idea. This is the understanding that that my sources have told me, that Paul Pogba is wanting is that Manchester United would rather keep Paul Pogba at the club at this moment in time. So that is the current understanding, that United are trying to sign a new deal for Paul Pogba, and that hopefully that will get done. Now, the only problem is here is, of course, Paul Pogba has a very grubby little agent, my friend, a pie fingerer in the name of Mino Raiola. And this guy, you know, it's understood just as recently as March that Leonardo and Mino Raiola made contact with PSG anyway then. And obviously that was while the bloody season was undergoing. So, you know, it was in March, they already had a bloody little bit of a chinwag with PSG about the future of Paul Pogba there. So there is a strong link with Paris Saint-Germain, and because obviously the situation now with France getting knocked out of the Euros, you're going to see all the speculation coming out of the woodwork now surrounding Paul Pogba, and rightfully so, because it has to be addressed right now, because this guy is on a contract which is running down. It's dwindling. There is only a certain amount of limited time left for us to be able to get a decent amount of money by selling him to another club. And there's also only a certain amount of time really that we can negotiate with the player to sign up a new contract, because if he's not going to sign a new deal come the end of this, say, transfer window, then I'm sorry, but obviously what are you going to do? You're going to lose him in for free then. So this is make or break time, do or die now for Manchester United and Paul Pogba at Manchester United. He has to sign a new contract at the club, or in my opinion, which would be the best thing, just get rid of the guy. Time to transfer and move him on. He's too much of a prima donna Hollywood player anyway, guys. He might be awesome in Les Bleus shirt of France or whatever, but in the red shirt of Manchester United, he's bloody bang averagely shite. To be honest, pretty good. Don't get me wrong, he had a good season this year, but still inconsistent and still not in the best 5 or 6 players performances-wise, I would say, throughout the season. You know, I'd say there's much more better performance throughout the season. He's never really been a standout for me at United, yet he's the most expensive bloody player we signed. He's a ridiculously expensive player. He's a hugely paid player. He's on 350k a week right now. He wants 450k a week, which is just absolutely preposterous, my friend, for a player who doesn't guarantee you that quality and consistency every single week. I've had enough with Paul Pogba now, guys. I'm sorry, I don't want to get on a negative tip about our players, but that's it. I'm done. Just go. It's time to go with Paul Pogba. Honestly, I've had enough. We could cash in, get 60 mil, spend that on, you know, Ruben Neves and another quality player, Camavinga or something. You know, these two players, you get anybody for that. You get loads of players for 60 million, my friend, and there's lots of teams that would be interested in signing him. Mainly PSG, because they can actually afford him. Now, there's other interested teams such as Juventus, and the problem with Juventus is they don't have any bloody money really to be able to afford a deal like this. There is, of course, the future of Cristiano Ronaldo is up in the air. Now, I've got a little report here from Fabrizio Romano that said this was yesterday, last night, 11:09 p.m. He just simply said, oh no, sorry, it wasn't actually. This was today at 2:29 a.m. So Fabrizio working late nights. Anyway, he said, Cristiano Ronaldo has not negotiated a new contract with Juventus as of today. Club now waiting for Ronaldo and his agent Jorge Mendes or George Mendes to decide, it's George Mendes, to decide if leaving Juventus this summer or not. Cristiano Ronaldo is still under contract with Juventus until 2022, which is 31 million euros a season contract, which is absolutely insane, isn't it? That is absolutely insane. 31 million euros a year contract. Wow. Okay, so the future is up in the air with Cristiano Ronaldo. Does he stay and fulfill that contract? That is quite a likely scenario because of the huge amount of money that he's on. Will another club come in and sign him? There's not that many clubs that realistically could take him. I guess there's a few. We're one of them, I guess, realistic, but it's not that realistic that Manchester United could sign Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think he's going to be staying there for a longer period of time. Now, I don't think he will personally negotiate a new contract with Juventus to extend it. I think he's in the period of his career where he's looking to move around a little bit, looking for more challenges. But the only reason I'm bringing up the Cristiano Ronaldo stuff is because that could have a basis on Paul Pogba's future. We've got the interest from PSG here. We know they're interested in Paul. They can afford him. Juventus right now are not able to really pay the money for Paul Pogba right now, if you ask me. They can't afford it. They've already got a player Cristiano Ronaldo, who's on 31 million euros a year that is being sucked out of the club effectively. So that is a huge amount of money to be losing every single year on one player, guys. So it's just a situation where they would have to curb their expenditure if they're going to think about bringing a player like Paul Pogba in again, my friends. It's as simple as that, because 400k a week, that's a huge amount of money, my friends. It's a huge amount of money. But I'm just going to throw this at you guys right at the start of this live stream. First of all, thank you everybody who's getting in here right now. Do us a favor and hit the thumbs up button on the stream if you haven't done so. Forgot to say, didn't I? Yes, give it a cheeky little like. Yes, that's right. Marouane Fellaini, that elbow that like button. And also give it a share if you want on social media. That would be awesome. And if it's your first time here, give it a subscribe. But yes, thank you very much for getting in, guys. Let's see what you think. Ronaldo swap, says Sing Games. Wouldn't that be the perfect scenario? Yes, Jonathan Gallagher says Pogba Ronaldo swap deal. That would be sensational, and I think it's a great talking point in regards to this situation with Paul Pogba, because it pleases all parties. Yes, PSG are interested in him. Yes, they probably could afford him. They still have to cough up a good bit of money to do so. That's one scenario. The other scenario is Paul Pogba signs a new contract at Manchester United. Another scenario is Paul Pogba decides he's not going to sign a new contract to United, but he's just going to stay at United until the end of the contract so he can move to one of these clubs for a bigger money move in a year's time. That's another option. Another option is, like you just said, Ronaldo and Pogba swap, guys. Wouldn't that be a sensational situation if they could pull that off? I don't think it could happen. I really do believe that would be maybe one of the most insane transfer moves we've ever heard. Ronaldo Pogba swap, that would be amazing, wouldn't it, if they could pull that off? It's not going to happen though, but in some instances it does fit all parties. The only problem is with United, because we don't have the ambition of a club like I say Chelsea at the moment, we're probably not prepared to spend the amount of money per week on a wages of a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't think. Well, that's actually not true what I'm on about. We actually do have players on 350k a week anyway, so it's like we are competing with those other big times, but then 700k a week or whatever Ronaldo's on, 31 million a year. I think it's about 700k a week. It's an insane amount of money, guys, which is just, are you going to get that back? Are you going to get that back from a player that age? I don't know. Maybe you will do commercially. Hey there, Roshmano. How you doing there, sir? He says, hey all, what's going on, my friend? Sashmi Shreshvar, it's coming home. Yes, it is. It is. Pogba replacement ready. Juan Mata is raring to go. Well, actually, in regards to Juan Mata, there is some talk that maybe United will be triggering a new contract with Juan Mata for another year. So we'll see about that one with Juan. The latest on Sancho, we'll get into that in a short moment, actually, Adam Talk Sports. But I just wanted to talk about, obviously we talked about Paul Pogba, and Juventus is a great option for this guy because he played there before. PSG is a good option. He is French at the end of the day. They are going to be a team that is competing for the French title, not necessarily winning it like they didn't this last season with Lille taking it from them. But because of that, it is understood that PSG are looking to invest and improve and try and really go for it next season, even though they've already got a team of Galacticos. So Paul Pogba may fit the bill, guys. So there's a bit of news for you. Not really a news, but just a link that it's understood that PSG are interested in him, and that Riola made contact with them in March anyway. And Pogba, is open to the idea of transfer to Paris Saint-Germain. This is what's being reported. Also, they are, so open to the idea with it said that there's a real opening for the League One side to bring the Frenchman back to his country. It said that they want to bring at least one or two, suggesting that if the budget allows, they might even go for both, following the signings of aforementioned Wijnaldum and likely arrivals of Gianluigi Donnarumma, Achraf Hakimi, a big summer of Paris side who clearly didn't enjoy losing their title to Lille. So that is the latest reports in regards to PSG interest in Paul Pogba. Now, there is some reports today surfacing from Germany here in regards to Leon Goretzka, Bayern midfielder. But, the problem with this is exactly the type of player that Manchester United should be looking for right now. But what is really going to inspire Leon Goretzka to move from Bayern Munich to Manchester United? Obviously he's in a good situation at this moment in time. Bayern are a very strong side. He's a big pivotal part of Bayern's team. And, but there's reports coming out today, guys, from Germany. Bild reporting it. Some other outlets in Germany reporting that Manchester United are interested in signing Leon Goretzka at this moment in time. It says the Red Devils appear to be on the verge of securing a deal for Sancho, and the club are also believed to be signing a new centre-back. But according to Bild, there's interest from the 20-time English champions in Goretzka, who scored 8 times, provided 9 assists and 32 appearances at the club level during 2020-21 campaign. So what happens, the situation with his contract is the 26-year-old, he's 26 years of age, Goretzka, and his contract runs out next June, so in a year's time. But look, Bayern are understood to have opened talks with Leon Goretzka for a signing of a new contract. Of course they would. He's a 26-year-old beast in that midfield for them. He's obviously a very, very talented player, and a player that is happy at the club, that probably wants to continue playing for them. It's definitely a player I would like to see Manchester United sign, don't get me wrong. But in terms of the actual legitimacy of this move, I just feel like this is just a paper talk, my friend. Or even better, it's as Jan-Arne Fjortov says here. He's tweeted out this morning and said, in regards to Goretzka, he is one of the key players at Bayern. Together with Kimmich, he will form a formidable partnership at their midfield. His contract is up in the summer of 2022. Man United are being used here to speed up the negotiations and price. It's as simple as that, guys. You can smell it a mile off. So that is all it is. There's just a few little links with Goretzka coming out today in the German media because it's being, drip fed essentially to try and speed up negotiations between Bayern and the player. So yes, Goretzka, I would love to see Goretzka come, guys. Leon Goretzka's a fantastic midfielder and it would be a brilliant signing for Manchester United, but it's not realistic. We can add him to the list of all these other bloody players that we're monitoring right now. Camavinga and Basuma and Declan Rice and Saul, and just the list goes on and on and on. We're not going to sign them all, guys. Goretzka's just another bullshit link. It is as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But here you go. That is one of the main stories today. We're going to talk about it. What do you guys think of Kimmich, lads and lasses? Do you think he's a Man United player? Let me know what you guys think. But me personally, it's not really the guy I would like to see. Zachariah for 35 minutes. Now you're talking, son. See, the heat. I forgot about him. Of course, Zachariah is a great link as well. Plays in the Bundesliga too. Great young talent as well. A little bit younger, physical, good defensive midfielder. Yes, mate, that is a fantastic link. There's a lot of links for players in that position because it's a position we definitely need to strengthen. Travis says Goretzka was gash yesterday. Well, I think it's just our midfield just absolutely bossed him up, mate. Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. No, fair enough. You're right, Travis. They weren't that great, the Germans, were they? Not a great German team, but I do think that it was just down to England being absolutely boss. Adam Talk Sports, he says, Kimmich is a baller. I think he's a fantastic player as well. I agree with you. Okay, the Germans didn't perform fantastically well. I don't think we're going to get a CDM, says Lucy. So what do you think we're going to do then? Sign Sancho, get in a centre-back potentially, and then that's it? Yeah, I could see us doing that as well. It's going to be hard to convince us fans that the board are capable of getting all the players we need this summer because of the previous windows that we've experienced. They don't get the players that we need. They do get some players for various different reasons, but in terms of like getting a centre-back in, a CDM and stuff that we require this summer, I'm not holding my breath about it either, my friend. We will see what goes on. Red Devils 20, how you doing? Says Kimmich seems like he will always be a Bayern player like Lahm. That's the sort of vibe that I get as well, my friend. I'm with you on that one. And because of that, and because of just how well and settled he is there and everything, it's not a very strong link if you ask me. I think it's just like Fjortov says, it's maybe used as kind of like a bargaining chip. just to get a little bit of momentum to get the deal over the line with the new contract from either party, really. That's all it really is. So, yeah, Goretzka linked to Manchester United. Rupert Meadows says, message retracted, how you doing? Rupert Meadows says, Goretzka links are fake. He's just doing it to get a new contract at Bayern. A reporter said it was fake to get a contract. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I agree entirely with you, my friend. And Jan-Arne Fjortoft said it himself today. I agree with you. There's just no basis for it. It's like, oh, we're just going to get linked to one of the best players in the best German team there, you know, on the back of not being able to sign, like, anybody really of that stature for a while now. Okay, you know, Cavani, but he was at the end of his career. There's some people weren't really prepared to touch Cavani, you know, in terms of injury issues and coming to the end of his career and stuff. But United were. But other than that, like recently, it's not really those big marquee names like a Goretzka that Manchester United would be signing. I mean, we should be in the market for signing those players, but unfortunately, we're just not at this moment in time, it seems. We're signing a slightly different player, even our huge big name money signings, and not like these sorts of established, proper, like world-class players really like ready, if you ask me. Even the big money signers, people like Maguire, people like Sancho potentially, you know, these guys are not exactly, they're not in their peak anyway. Whereas this guy, Goretzka, he is in his peak and he's in one of the best teams in the world, and it's just a bullshit link, isn't it? I agree, Rupert. I think it's a bullshit link, mate. Anyway, so yes, but this, you know, just to give you the reports from Bild, etc., the bosses of MSC told Goretzka's management in the phone call that they want to replace Paul Pogba, as he will probably leave the club. Other teams also interested in Goretzka. So, yeah, I mean, there's just a link there. It, obviously, depending on Paul Pogba as well. Like I said, if Paul Pogba does get sold this summer, if PSG prepared to pay 60 or 70 million pounds for Paul, and they put a decent offer into Manchester United, and Solskjaer decides, you know what, he's playing hardball with the contract and all that kind of stuff, and I could actually probably get a better player in. Obviously, he's going to have a say in this deal as well. The management's going to have a say in it too, you know, like Woody and co. But Solskjaer, he might be, well, convinced that he could invest that money elsewhere better. So if an offer does come in for Paul Pogba, you may see Manchester United looking at some other avenues for these midfield positions. But as of now, we have a whole bunch of links. There's Camavinga, there's Goretzka, there's Sal, there's Basuma, there's, you know, we can go on and on and on, Rice and all these guys, and we haven't got a single one of those bastards just yet. So we need to get one of these guys in. It's as simple as that. And hopefully, because of the Euros going on as they are, and some of these players, you know, not play anymore, i.e., you know, Paul Pogba is no longer playing for France in the European Championships, so his future can be settled now. I think it's good that they went out earlier, France, you know, just because it's funny as, but also because it means that United can sort out Paul Pogba's future a little bit quicker, which I think is important. I think we need to get this addressed. We either have to let him go, we have to sell him, or sign a new contract. Let's have a vote in the live chat, guys. Let me know what you would think and what you would do with Paul Pogba at Manchester United. Keep him on a new contract or sell him this summer. What are your opinions and thoughts? I'm going to jump into the live chat and see what your overall vibe is on Paul Pogba, because he's a very polarizing character at Manchester United. A lot of people think he's one of the best players in the world. I'm not one of those people, and a lot of people think that he's very, very inconsistent and pretty much bang average. I'm one of those people. So, sorry to say, I mean, look, for Manchester United, I just want to say, for Manchester United, if you look at for France or for any of the other clubs, obviously, that he's played for previously, such as Juventus, he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant. It's just for Manchester United, he's shite, guys. Swap deal, says MEFC fan. Sell him, says Top Dog. Sell, says Nikolai Lindquist. Sell, says Lou. Keep, says Mason. Sell, says Taz. Sell him, says Jonathan. Sell him, says Lee. Only if he drops Raiola. Keep him, says Adam Talksport. Yeah, he's probably not going to do that, is he? But yes, if he did. Hey there, Berber. How's it going, my friend? Rupert Meadows says he won't sign a new contract, I don't think. That would be classic Mino Raiola and Paul Pogba, wouldn't it, Rupert? Yeah, you're talking about a guy who's left Manchester United before on a free transfer. He literally was at Manchester United previously. Okay, fair enough, the situation was different there. Maybe he wasn't given faith in by Fergie that he was going to, you know, assurances he was going to play, and we've given other options, other players the nods in that position instead of giving him the chance. So he felt like he had to leave to better his career. That's fair enough. I can sort of understand that. But in this scenario, for him to leave again, that would be an absolute disgrace. And that would just be a big kick in the bollocks to the club, I think, if he basically, let's be honest now, milked all that money out of us for 5 years. whilst being pretty damn bang average at the same time, really. Sometimes popping up and doing some really fantastic work in a game, but most of the time too inconsistent, just not good enough. So if you factor that in, yeah, Paul Pogba, just not really worth signing up for a new deal. How is Pogba average, says Mason M? Well, I'll tell you why, really, Mason. It's because at Manchester United, he only turns up about, half of the time, if that. The thing is with Pogba, we all know he's got all the abilities in the world, so he's not average. He's got world-class abilities. Same with Tony Martial, though. In my opinion, Tony, on his day, he's got the skills, we've seen it, to take people on, to mesmerise with his dribbling, to pluck out these insane finishers and chips and little dinked efforts to the bottom corner. He can do it. But the problem is I don't know, it's something like a mental thing with him. He doesn't turn up consistently. Same goes for Paul Pogba. It's a mental thing. The head's gone. Heads go sometimes out there on the pitch. You can see their heads drop, these sorts of guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's being French. I have no idea. But whatever it is, it's just like they need to get a little bit more bottle out there, these guys. That's how I feel about it, because they don't have the consistency, they don't show enough fight or determination out there for me. And I think Pogba's done a better job of that this year under Solskjaer, don't get me wrong. Like, he has had, in my opinion, this has been his best season for United. It might not be statistically, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm talking about consistently, what contribution has he made to Manchester United over the season? I think this season just gone was his best one in terms of consistency. But at the same time, he didn't set the world alight still. And over the course of his contract, I think he has been average over that time period. He's supposed to have been this big mercurial talent, come in, change the fortunes of United, huge amounts of money. Just hasn't lived up to it, has he? Just hasn't lived up to it. Yes, it is so hot out, Bell, mate. I agree with you, man. It's insane. Yes, we do even see a good Pogba, 15 out of the 38 games of a season. Yeah, true. That's the problem. He's too inconsistent. Don't know Alex Murphy, actually, my friend. Berber, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. He says, join the PB and put a link in there to the membership. Thank you very much, man. Pro clubs, probably not Alex Murphy. I don't know, actually, just yet. Jonathan Dolby says, if Pogba had a Kante behind him and Ollie played him correctly, then he'd be better for United, I think. Very good point, Jonathan. Yeah, he's fantastic for France, and he's absolutely bang average for United. And that's probably because the player behind him, or the player to go alongside him with, United, is not as good as the one for France. That's a fair point, and that is going to make a difference, especially with a creative player like Paul, who needs a little bit of freedom to be able to go forward a bit or get his head up and play those spraying passes and try and influence the game that way. Problem is, defensive duties for Paul Pogba are not great, but if you've got somebody alongside him who's good at that, then he can do a good job. I agree. Taz Osman says, kind to say average. Well, that's the annoying thing. I have to say average because sometimes he's world-class amazing and other times he's absolutely gashtastic. So you put it together, that's average. That's not true, Mason. He says, Bruno's bad for Portugal because he doesn't take the pens. That's not true. He's actually been good for Portugal, just not at these European Championships, mate. And if you take the penalties out of it, his statistics are still very, very impressive. So let's calm that down a second there, Mason. Someone said Man United will only sign a midfielder if Pogba goes. Yes, I mean, look, I think we will sign a midfielder even if Pogba stays. That's my personal opinion. I just don't think it'll be an expensive midfielder. I think it'll be some cheap addition. I mean, Camavinga's an option, actually, from Stade Rennes. He's a young player, and he's understood to have a release clause, and his contract's up in a year anyway. So just maybe a player like that or something, but at the very minimum. But like I've said about this yesterday, I just don't think he's the answer to solve our midfield crisis. Even if we keep Paul Pogba, it doesn't make sense. He's 18 years of age. What sort? We can't do that. Right, guys, a few things I want to talk about here, guys. Thank you, everyone who's in the live chat today. Do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button on the stream if you haven't done so. That'll help us out. Smash that like and let's smash that algorithm up, my friends. Hit the thumbs up. Give it a share on social media if you haven't done so. Subscribe if it's your first time here. So then, we've covered the Pogba stuff, the Goretzka stuff. Jadon Sancho deal loading. So last night, obviously, agent Marcus Rashford, a.k.a. Fabrizio Rashmano, replied to a fan on Instagram last night and just simply said, or was it Twitter? But Insta, I think it was. No, Twitter. I forget now. But either way, it just simply said yes in regards to the question, is Sancho signing for United? And he answered yes, basically. Or something like that. I can't remember what the question was now, but it was something like that. Anyway, he's since deleted that, guys. So the tweet is unavailable. He did actually, or the Insta post is unavailable. He did actually remove that, guys, I believe. So that's quite interesting. And apparently they put it down to some hacking thing. It is quite funny, isn't it? Just said he's got his phone hacked. Anyway, so there you go. That's good, obviously. We all know what's going on there. The situation as it is with Jadon Sancho, to give you the update, is it's basically done and dusted. The only problem is it cannot be announced right now because of the participation of England in the European Championships. I think that's what they're waiting on. Either that or they can announce it in the next day or two because there's no England games for a little while and Sancho's not even playing in the first team anyway. And it's not going to affect all that much. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it will be after the European Championships. But just to let you know, there's an update from Fabrizio last night as well, after the Rashford tweet. And he said, Jadon Sancho deal loading, agent Marcus Rashford knows. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund will be in direct contact in the next hours in order to complete also final details of the agreement/payment structure around 90 million euros. So he gave us the update there because essentially, I think he basically forced Fabrizio Romano's hand there last night. Romano, I don't think, was going to give this update until Romano replied yes and stole all of his bloody thunder with the here we go. You know what I mean? Almost. So then Romano got onto it and said, that it will be direct contact in the next hours in order to complete and also final details of the agreement payment structure around 90 million euros. So that is the situation as it stands with Jadon Sancho, guys. It's just really a matter of time until it's announced. Now, that may be before the Euro, before England's next game, but probably not. And it probably will be after England's participation in the tournament is over. So that's the latest update on Jadon Sancho, everybody. Not too shabby. Not too bad. Jadon Sancho, there you go. So, yeah, should be pretty good, guys. Should be a matter of time. Do you think he's coming in anytime soon? Ishanko says, hey, Pig, and what I mean by that is the announcement. Yeah, world-class, says Kenobi. I mean, not like Pogba, but he can be. Yeah, that's right. He can be world-class. He's got all the abilities and everything in his locker to do the job. But he just can't. So Romano was hacked too, says Berber. Exactly. It's been a while, Top Dog, yes. Amarthy Cuts, what's happening, bro? How you doing? Thank you, everyone who's getting in here. Let's get on to the rest of the United news then, dudes. So, latest on Ramos and Varane negotiations with PSG and Manchester United, guys. So, Sergio Ramos, of course, is officially leaving Real Madrid at midnight tonight, guys. Sergio Ramos will no longer be a Real Madrid player come midnight. His contract expires. He is leaving. And Paris Saint-Germain, another team we're just talking about here for a link with Pogba, they have been tipped to sign Sergio Ramos for a while now. L'Equipe claims that the club have intensified talks with the player's agent, and there remains a bit of a stumbling block over the contract length, which was the same stumbling block that Sergio Ramos had at Real Madrid, supposedly. He was asked about why he wasn't staying at Real Madrid. He said it's nothing to do with money. He said they offered me 10% less, but it was the contract length. He wanted a 2-year deal, and they only want to give him a 1-year deal. Well, he still wants a 2-year contract. It's understood he wants a 2-year contract worth approximately around about 13 million euros a year, guys. So he wants a 2-year deal from a club, 13 million euros a year. So it's understood, though, not many teams have really wanted to sign him up for that, guys, because he is 35, or is he 36 now? 35 he is, 35. He's significantly diminished compared to what he used to be, but also, I mean, he has got some injury concerns. There are some concerns that he's aging there and maybe just coming for a big payday, or who knows. Probably not, because he is a very competitive guy, and he could go and play for anyone. Really, he could just hang up his boots now and had one of the best careers in football going. So I don't personally think it is about that. I think he does want some sort of a challenge and just to continue playing. I think he just likes to play and just continue playing, and he wants a fresh approach. But it ultimately is down to money as well. Otherwise, it'd probably continued at Real Madrid. So it's going to be a situation whether or not they want to pay for a player for a 2-year contract until he's 37 on big money as well. Like, that's a huge amount of money to pay a player who's getting on. But then again, in the French league, it's probably money well spent. He's a huge star. He's going to boss it up in the French league most of the time. And then for another season or two, I think he's still quality enough for most teams in the Champions League. I think if you look at United's back line, he would slot right in next to Slabbington Maguire and instantly make us a way better team overnight. He's so much better than that Victor Lindelof, Mel. Even that, he's 35, but he's just so much better than Lindo. He's a proper defender. He's a proper competitor. Okay, he might get sent off a bit too much, but he's going to get you some goals here and there. He's a great leader. He's a great leader. So I really rate him, and I would take him at Manchester United. But it looks like Paris Saint-Germain are leading the chase for Sergio Ramos. Do just want to give you an update on that. And negotiations are ongoing, though, between... so Marca claims that there are 2 more clubs in the running to sign Sergio Ramos, Manchester United being one of them, and, a couple of other clubs as well. But in my opinion, the Ramos link at Manchester United is not really that strongly founded, because it just doesn't seem like the signing we're probably going to make right now. Although we did make Cavani. We did sign Cavani. It's a similar sort of signing to that, I suppose. But it's a centre-back. It's a similar sort of signing to Cavani, but it's a centre-back. And I actually really do think we need the experienced players right now. This is why players like Camavinga or younger players just don't interest me like that much right now. Jules Koundé, these guys, they're good players, but I want to see somebody coming in their prime who's a little bit more or has that experience, somebody like Varane. And also, Sergio Ramos is still good, in my opinion, for a year or 2. You cannot put a price on that level of experience that he has in just international and continental football, defending for one of the best teams in Spain for 15 years, guys, or whatever it is. You cannot really do that. So, in my opinion, it would be a great signing for whichever team signs him. And it's looking like PSG are leading the chase at the moment. In regards to Varane, guys, he's also been linked to PSG. So Raphael Varane is my number 1 target for Manchester United this summer in the centre-back position. Get your number 1 targets in. But it's understood that PSG are also interested in Varane. So depending on what sort of a deal can be done here, whether they can sign Sergio Ramos on a free, because this is probably going to be announced very, very soon. Sergio Ramos said he's going to leave Real Madrid before announcing anything, but negotiations are underway with other clubs. And for all we know, there's already a deal in place with another club. So watch this space very, very closely, because Sergio Ramos probably will announce his future pretty soon. And hopefully, United is in the mix, but it's probably not the case. Varane is the one I think we should be going for. And in regards to Varane, guys, I want to give you the latest on Varane. So, in regards to Raphael Varane, so it's understood that Real Madrid are in negotiations once again now for... I'm just trying to find the source here. That they are in negotiations once again for the contract of Raphael Varane to get him signed up to a new contract, which in my opinion is what they should do, because he's a top quality player. Alaba and Varane, they've just lost Sergio Ramos. It makes sense to keep Varane at the club if you're Real Madrid. There is some talks, just like we were talking about Goretzka earlier, where, the player and the agent or whatever, or the team, whatever it may be, is just trying to maneuver something in the window here. So essentially, this could be the same thing. The agent and the player could be trying to get a bigger money deal with Real Madrid just by using and bandying Manchester United and PSG's names around and suggesting that we are in negotiations with those guys. It's as simple as that, really. But United are negotiating with them. So we have a source to say here that United are, have begun negotiating with Raphael Varane's agents now that France are out of the European Championships, my friend. So that is the situation with Varane, everybody. But there's nothing more to say than that, other than PSG are interested, Man United are interested. We are talking with the player and the representatives. Real Madrid are offering a new contract. They're already understood to have offered 2 contracts, which were, I think, rejected. So he just wants more money, guys. He wants a significant amount of money. The amount of money that's being talked about is around about £230,000 a week, which is a significant amount of money, dudes. I think it's something that Manchester United could happily pay, and Real Madrid probably could do it, depending on what other business they're doing in this window. But they've already got Alaba in there. Have they blown a lot on bringing him in? What he did come for nothing, didn't he? And I don't know what sort of money he's on, but it's a very, very good signing when you're losing a player like Sergio Ramos and potentially Varane, bringing a player like Alaba in. So if I was Carlo Ancelotti, though, having just come into the club, I would be doing all I can to keep in Raphael Varane, guys. Okay, just a couple more little things to get into. Then I am going to get into the comment section and see what you guys think about any of the topics we've discussed here. Do us a big favor and hit that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Cristiano Ronaldo not negotiating a new contract with Juventus as of today. Club now went for Ronaldo and his agent George Mendes to decide if leaving Juventus this summer or not. That's the latest on Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. Okay, Rafa Benitez has been announced as Everton manager. What, mate? Wow, that's madness, isn't it? That's mental. Anyway, there you go. So Rafa Benitez, my name is Rafa Benitez. He is the new manager of Everton, guys. I cannot believe it. Well, there you go. He's gone back to Liverpool. He must have loved Liverpool so much. What's the matter with that guy? What's the matter with him? He fucking must have loved the city of Liverpool that much. Now he's gone to manage Everton. Bloody hell. That's quality, though. I love it. I bet that winds up some Scalcieri fans on both sides. I bet there's loads of blue toffee fans here who are like, oh, for fuck's sake, we've gone and got the ultimate scummer manager here as our coach. But then I bet there'll be a lot of Liverpool fans who are like, what? Our Champions League winning manager going to manage those blue scum? You know, it's funny, isn't it, guys? So just wanted to mention that. Rafa Benitez is the new Everton manager official. Some links that Roma are interested in signing Cavani. I think these are bullshit links. We're not even going to discuss it. Cavani's a red and he's staying a fucking red. But there are some links to suggest that Cavani is being looked at by Roma. Obviously, Jose Mourinho. His name is Jose Mourinho. Okay, just a couple of little tiny things that we get into the comment section. I just wanted to mention it. So we got some reports to say that Heaton's official unveiling could be on the 1st or the 2nd of July, but maybe it's been pushed to the 2nd of July. Confirmation awaiting. So maybe Heaton will be unveiled on the 2nd of July at this moment in time. That's the information that we've got. Right, guys, so that's basically all the Manchester United news right there. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section about anything that we've discussed right here. Let me know what you think about it and do have your say. I'll give you the platform now. I'll give you the floor, I should say. Give you the floor. So get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed here, dudes. There's plenty to talk about. I'll stick on here for a few more minutes and let me know what you guys think. Peter Conley says, Rafa is a Don. Cavani to Roma would be dope, says Robin Corkmaz. No, that would be gash, mate. I don't want to see Cavani leave now. He's just come in and just been our main man at number 9 for the second half of the season, mate. I love Cavani. I don't want to see him go right now. Maybe in a year's time when he's diminished a little bit further, but right now he's still good enough, isn't he? Cavani's the man. We don't even need to buy a number 9 for a year. We're pretty much all in agreement with that. Not that Cavani can stay fit all season long. He probably will miss a few games here and there. But we've got Greenwood, we've got other players that can deputise there, so I think Cavani could do a big enough job and impact the season for us enough to be the main number 9, or, number 9. He's obviously not number 9, but the main number 9 striker in the team. So Rowlett says every Pogba season goes inconsistent, injury, refuses to play, then fairly okay. Exactly, it's just too much of a same old crap with Paul Pogba, isn't it? It's never consistent enough, always disappointing, quite hit or miss. That's the problem. Rushmano says we've got 43 likes. Hit that like button, everyone, if you haven't done so. What's up, Timothy Young? I'm doing good, man. Any news on Sancho? Just that Marcus Rashford confirmed the signing of Jadon Sancho last night. That's all. When asked about it, he replied, yes, Sancho is coming. And then he deleted the tweet a little bit later. And then Fabrizio Romano came out and said, yes, as per Marcus Rashford, final details just about to be, sorted out and announced or whatever. So, yes, Jadon Sancho is just a matter of time, really. It's just, I don't know if the situation is they're holding off until after the Euros because of, it's just inappropriate to distract a player during a competition like this. I think that is the case. But you could see it happen in the next day or two, I suppose, if all parties are in an agreement, i.e. England, Southgate, everybody's in agreement that they can finalise it and announce it, then maybe you could see it announced the next day or two because England aren't playing for a little bit. But I do think it'll be after the European Championships or when England are out. Jared Kingsley Smith, thank you very much, Jared Kingsley Smith. I appreciate the super chat there, my son. He says, he sent me a 35 ZAR super chat. Thank you, Jared. No message with it, just pure love. Oh, he says, you good, my guy? Yes, I am. Thank you, Jared, mate. I hope you're good too, sir. Really appreciate that, dude. How's your day going? What do you think about this situation with Paul Pogba? You want to keep him or sell him? Let me know. Kenobi says, so Cavani will drop number 7 for Sancho? Don't think so, guys. I wouldn't say so, but maybe actually. Maybe actually, yeah, because Cavani could just go and wear the number 9 or whatever. Martial's going to have to take the number 9 off of Tony, give it to Cavani, take the number 7 off of Cavani, give it to Sancho. That makes sense. Thank you for that, Jared. Andrew Williams says Pogba could leave long time because the guy is very overrated. Feel the same exactly as you, my friend, really. Peter Coveney, how you doing? Says Pogba is a great player, but just not for us. I say move him on, says Peter Coveney. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It seems like most Manchester United fans these days are in super agreement of Paul Pogba. Really, I'm going to get a little poll up on here just to find out. Let's just see, like for once and for all. Right, okay, Paul Pogba. Right, okay, I'll just ask you that. Anyway, yeah, that's fine. I've already asked it anyway, but I just want to get an actual like readout here, see what you guys think. So everybody, I've just put a poll in the live chat there, guys. Please do have a vote. At the end of this video, we'll give you the results. I just want to see what the fan base thinks. Obviously, most people in this live chat right now will be Manchester United fans. Shout out to all the United fans around the world, by the way. Get in there, my son. And also do us a big favour. Subscribe if you're new. We're nearly at 40,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you're a United fan, if you want the latest Man United news or the updates and stuff, hit that subscribe button. And do hit that thumbs up as well. We've got nearly 100 of you legends and 47 likes on the stream. Let's get that ratio up. And let's have a little look at the live chat here and see what you guys think about anything we've discussed. So Fung Saya, how you doing, Fung? He says Martial out. If there's a big enough offer, it's understood United would sell, yes. That's the situation. And I personally would sell him if there was a good enough offer. But only if there was a good enough offer, because as I discussed, at length recently, I do think he's a good player for us to have squad depth. And if you want to be one of the best teams in the world, you have to have really good players in depth in all positions. And he gives us that. He would definitely give us that. Whereas if you sell him, you're actually a worse off team up in those positions. Suddenly, you've got Dan James as you bloody go to in those backup areas. So no, I would actually... Generally, I would rather keep Martial unless we can generate a decent bit of cash for him and reinvest that into another area of the team, which is going to overall strengthen us. If we can do that, then it makes sense. It makes sense to sell him. But if not, then I'd rather keep him, to be fair. Peter Conley says, sell him and steal Grealish from Shitty. See, that's the plan. That's the power play here, mate. That is the power play. If Fergie was our manager, we didn't have these shitty owners as our owners. That's the play, mate. We would be going in there for Grealish this summer and stealing them from City. You're spot on. Only problem is, Fergie's not here, and we don't have good owners. We've got shite owners, so it's not going to happen, I don't think. The path is ultimately clear, I think, for City to sign Grealish. It's a disgrace, isn't it? He's such a good player, such an influencer, and it makes a heck of a lot of sense. He's a United player down to the ground. Unfortunately, though, because of the situation with the club, with the owners and everything, City's a more attractive proposition right now for most players. Not only that, even if Grealish did prefer Manchester United to City, crikey, guys, who can afford him? I mean, we're supposed to be signing Sancho and these other players. We're not going to fork out the money and spend 100 million on Grealish, but City will. That's what's so annoying about it. Cashtastic, isn't it? So, yeah, I agree with you. Grealish is the one. I definitely would like to see him, but not going to happen, mate. He's going to go to City. We're not going to fork out the cash for him, I don't think. There's so many players we're linked to this summer. We can't sign them all. We can't sign Sancho and Rice and Grealish and Varane. And we just can't. So we're going to miss out on some of these players. We're going to miss out on Haaland. We're going to miss out on Kane. We're going to miss out on Grealish. We're basically going to miss out on some of the hottest properties in this summer transfer window, guys, because of our owners and lack of ambition at the football club. I'd give you a bag of quavers for Martial, says Wormy Spoons. Crikey. Nice poll, says Bell. Thank you, my friend. What's the vote so far? Oh, 60% sell him, 40% new contract. So it's still quite split then. It's still very, very even, guys, in the poll, like what you guys actually think as a fan base in regards to Pogba. He's such a polarising character, like I say. And he's frustrating because sometimes he is world-class and brilliant, but other times he just pants. Road to Red Devil says, crazy to think that we were comparing Martial to Giroud at one point. Were we? They're like the most different players you could ever possibly imagine. Or you just mean in terms of stature or whatnot? Yeah, well, I was comparing Martial to Henry at one point, mate. How's about that? Let me see your Olivier Giroud and raise you Thierry Henry. Because at one point when we first signed Tony and he first sort of burst on the scene for United, he did remind me of a young Thierry Henry. And when I say Thierry Henry, I mean a young Thierry Henry. I mean Thierry Henry when he was at Monaco or whatever, or when he was raw, playing out in the wide areas, not so advanced on the pitch, playing out on the wing. That's what I mean. Thierry Henry, young Thierry. Still amazing, wasn't he? Thierry Henry as a youngster, but obviously he hit those heights a bit later on and just turned into a monster. But yeah, in my opinion, he had that potential, Tony Martial. And he had the skills, the trickery, the ability, he's got the look. But unfortunately, he's got no substance, my friends. And he hasn't even been a shadow of what Thierry Henry has been, unfortunately. So, but look, there's still time for him, of course. It's not over yet. He's still pretty young. What is Tony Martial now, 25? He's really not that old. Yes, would he come to United? I think not, says Top Dog. Grealish, you mean? Well, I think he would do. It's just he could probably get more assurances in United's team that we would be playing him more as well, and he'd be a big aspect of the team. Don't forget, United is historically the biggest club in the country, guys, as well. Like, right now, we might not be, but historically, traditionally, we are a huge football club. You know, like we like to slag off Liverpool, don't we? But it's still an attractive proposition for for a player to go and play for Liverpool, because even if they haven't won anything, which they have, by the way, recently, but even if they hadn't, they were still, you know, like before they won the Champions League and the Premier League, before that, they were still an attractive proposition to go and play for most players because of their history. So United are always going to have that. We're always going to have that massive pull for... Grealish grew up watching when he was a young lad. Actually, I mean, I'm old, so... Well, he's like 8 years younger than me, I think, or 9 years younger than me or something, which makes me feel old as fuck. But either way, I think that he would have grown up watching Alex Ferguson's United smashing fools up. And he would have... You know, he knows what it's about for Manchester United to be about, my friends. That's what I think. Martial will not leave, says Daniel Menz. Robin Korkmaz, Thierry as manager was a disaster, though, which is strange to me. I don't understand how world-class players can be such bad managers. Weird, isn't it? It's almost like the better player you are, the more likely you are to be a bad manager as well. Sounds weird, right? But some of the most gash-tastic, bang-average players have made great managers. Jose Mourinho wasn't even a fucking player. Arsene Wenger played for like some French Division fucking 2 team, my son. Rafa Benitez, he was a fucking Spanish waiter as a centre-back, mate. During his career. No, he played to a decent standard, but still, though, just Spanish team, like, no. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be a great player to be a great manager, but you do, in order to be a great manager, you don't have to be a great player. That was such a Michael Owen thing to say. Hi, I'm Michael Owen, guys. I'm here all week, so water's wet, and when it's midday, it's 12 o'clock. Anyway, Wormy Spoon says, hey, don't dream it's over. I think we need Eduardo Camavinga. 18-year-old good prospect, my friend, but he doesn't really get my engine revved up, I'm going to be honest. Only because I want a player who's ready right now. I don't want to have to develop a player for a couple of seasons before he's even physically ready to do the job. Now, I'm not saying he's not physically ready. He is an athletic kid, but he's still only 18, and the experience and everything that goes with it, he's going to have to be like a prodigy in order to be good enough and ready enough for United's midfield right now in the Premier League. He's going to have to be insane. Your back screenshot mania, how's it going? William Hoy says, we are the largest club with 300 million fans around the world. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Absolutely, yeah. David Gillespie, Pogba needs more quality around him and a better manager. Ollie is a dickhead. Wow. That's harsh, mate. I couldn't disagree more with you. Ollie is not a dickhead. Ollie is a super nice guy. Ollie is the nicest manager we've ever had, in fact. He's the nice man. Look at his little face. Don't be talking about my manager like that. You can say he's a shit manager, but you cannot say he's a dickhead. He's a nice human being, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Timothy Young says, Piggy, Grealish and Sterling partnership next season will tear up the league, man. We are shite in transfer windows. Oh, my goodness me. I mean, Sterling, I thought they were on about selling Sterling a minute ago before this England performance. It's so funny, isn't it, guys? It's only Sterling's only had a couple of decent games for England. He hasn't turned into Lionel Messi or anything. He was still shit towards the end of the season for City, guys, all right? And people were saying, like, somebody, I can't remember who it was, came in and wrote a comment on my latest video and said, you can stop slagging off Slabby Maguire now because he's proved him to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. It's like, steady on. He's had one fucking good game against the Germans here. You know, and he had a pretty good season for United. Let's steady on and spout calling him one of the best centre-backs in the fucking world just because we dumped out the Germans and he had a good game. Like, that is silly. Anyway, but there you go. Kenobi says, and if Haaland comes to Premier League, he will need time to show his class because Bundesliga is in other competitions. So true. Much harder for all players to score goals for teams in the Premier League. I would be a yes man too with such a paycheck, says Robin Korkmaz. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. What's my thought on Rafa Benitez going to Everton, says Screenshot Man? I find it hilarious, dude. I love it, mate. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Bit of controversy there. The Liverpool fans will hate it. The Everton fans will hate it. And it's just interesting, isn't it? Good to have him back, mate. He's a character, isn't he? The old Spanish waiter. The old Spanish waiter's back, dude. Take my order, bitch. Sterling saved his career with this Euro, says Timothy Young. When am I going live on GTA Xbox? 6:30, my friend. We'll be on that at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. In fact, I'll put the link in the live chat, guys, for that. But make sure you subscribe and smashing that like button over here, dudes, and get involved with your thoughts for the last couple of minutes. I'll stick here for a minute. Get your thoughts in, people. Get your thoughts in. There we go. There it is. So I'm going to put this on here. Boom. All right then, guys. Yeah, we're doing a gaming channel stream over on the gaming channel in a little bit. Come and stop by if you fancy it. I've pinned it to the top of the live chat there. The Vootinator, hello to you today, sir. How you doing, Mr. Vooty? Wormy Spoon says, Rafa the Gaffer, Rafa the Giraffe, Rafa the Jaffa. What? Is it going to be on Xbox, says Flying Pig United Fan 67? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my friend. Absolutely. Screenshot Mania, hashtag Italy win Euro 2020. You reckon, Screenshot Mania? Well, that would mean that it's not coming home, which means that you're wrong. Guys, do us a favor. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this stream. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up if you haven't. I am going to leave it there, though. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here and getting involved with the latest news for the Man United news. Come back in a few minutes' time if you want and get your thoughts and opinions in about any of the guys we've discussed, any of the transfer news, any thoughts and opinions that you want to get in there. Come back and have your say. I don't think we'll get Sergio Ramos, to be honest with you, Screenshot Mania. I think he'll go to PSG, but I would be open to taking him myself. I don't know, Robin Korkmaz. YouTube bans the England flag. It's weird. Thank you very much, Timothy Young, Mason M, William Hoy. Thank you very much for watching and getting in here as well. Guys, thank you very much. Yes, do us a favor. Go over there, hit that GTA stream, smash a like over there on that stream on the gaming channel. If you're not subscribed to Flying Pig Gaming, please do subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming. I'll put the link there, and I'll see you then for that. If there is any more Man United news later, any more movements or anything, we'll get on and give you the latest updates and all that sort of stuff. So do keep a lookout. Make sure you click that bell icon like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells! So you get a notification when we post and go live. So do give that a cheeky little click. Also hit that subscribe. Smash the thumbs up on this video. And see you on the next one. Flying Pig United fan, Rushmano, 007, Kenobi, Travis, Gungshi. Yes, you are late to the party, Gungshi. Oh, no. Set your notifications up, Gungshi. Smash that bell icon like Quasimodo. See you later on, Gungshi, though. We'll catch up soon. I'm actually going to be doing GTA over on the gaming channel in an hour or so, Gungshi, if you're around. William, David Gillespie, take it easy. Screenshot Mania, absolutely. Get those Bacon Brigade emojis in there. Thank you, Rushmano. 65 likes. That's gashtastic. Bacon Brigade, assemble! See you later, guys. This is the pig. I'm just joking. I'll be back in a bit on the gaming channel. See you then, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you very, very soon. When the seagulls follow the trawler. This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much, guys.